All right, so this is my project for ECON 1101. So the description of the art I chose. The piece of art that I chose is a sculpture titled Weight, and it was created by Alison Saar in 2012. It is made of metal, wood, resin, rope, and more. It is considered contemporary art and is very complex with many different parts. Many of Saar's works have African European and folk art influence, shows aspects of her personal life as well as her politics. I wanted to make art that told a story, is what she stated when asked about her art. Many of her pieces have meaning to her, but can also be interpreted different ways to different people. One of the reasons I chose this piece was to relate economics, because I felt like it could be interpreted that way. The way that I first interpreted it after seeing was much different than Saar's original meaning that I read about later on. This specific sculpture of a young girl sitting on a swing that is attached to a scale that would have been used to weigh cotton. It represents that there can be a sweet young girl, but is only defined by her functional worth, and she can essentially do with all the tools and utensils that are hanging next to her. I feel this can hold true to how some people feel in society today. So here is the artwork itself. You can see here's the girl, here is the cotton utensils, and it's on a scale here, as you can see. This link here is the online museum I got it from, and this is the research article that I read where I got some of that money from. So the haiku that I made to kind of represent how I felt about this artwork is, it goes as like this: money in our world, much chaos behind the scenes, impacts all of us. The explanation behind kind of why I chose to do that. I chose this piece of art to describe economics as a whole because of all that happens we aren't aware of. In the sculpture, it is a young girl that may not realize she's only valued for the work she can do. That made me think of how many people feel when working their job in our economy. The work may be stressful, it may be a difficult job to bring their paycheck home to support their family, but why are they doing this? Do they even enjoy what they are doing? Are they only looked at and valued for the work they are doing instead of as a person for their characteristics? These were all questions that arose when I saw this picture and related it to economics. My haiku encompasses these same ideas that I saw in the artwork. The first line says money in our world, and that is a big part of economics, but there was also a deeper meaning to this line because many people think that economics is only money and how it circulates when it's actually much more. And the second line, much chaos behind the scenes. That line represents much more to economics than we may think, that it can often seem very chaotic, how there's a lot more than what comes to the surface, and then there's so much that the average person does not understand. This is also can be resembled by the cluster of objects next to the girl in the sculpture. And the last line I stated, it impacts all of us. This is a big factor that I learned about in this class throughout the semester. We are all impacted by almost every little change in the economy, such as the price of gas, the way food goes up. Something that happened 1,000 miles away can affect our life. I think we may often feel like the girl, unaware of all that is going on around us, our expectations, and how we might be manipulated by others' decisions. That's my project. Thank you very much.